Good morning, Facebook family, friends, and YouTube subscribers. Today is Thursday. It is August the 27th of 2015. Yesterday, a ex-news broadcaster killed two people in Virginia while they were live on air. He was a fired television reporter with a history of conflicts at work and rage, apparently stoked by racial grievances. And when he sought revenge on Wednesday, gunning down two former colleagues, he used the tools of social media to ensure that his crime was broadcast live all over Facebook and Twitter. Vester Lee Flanagan, II, 41, identified by the authorities as the gunman, waving to Alison Parker and Adam Ward, young journalists at WDBJ in Roanoke, were on the air, then killed them while recording on his own video camera. Mr. Flanagan shot himself in the head hours later. The authorities said when they chased him down, he wrote about the shooting on Twitter, uploaded the video to his Facebook page, and sent a manifesto to ABC News. He spoke admiringly of mass killers and said that as a black gay man, he faced discrimination and sexual harassment. Mr. Flanagan had issues. He was fired from that station in 2013. He later sued the station claiming discrimination, but the case was dismissed after a judge found the controversy had been settled. Speaking on the air Wednesday, Jeffrey Marks, president and general manager of the station, confirmed that Mr. Flanagan had filed a complaint against the station but said it was dismissed as baseless. The station investigated the alleged racist comments, and none of them could be corroborated by anyone. They said they think it was corroborated, that he made it up. He was sort of looking out for people to say things he can take offense to. Eventually, after many incidents of his anger coming to the fore, we dismissed him. He did not take that well, and he had to call the police to escort him from the building. Mr. Flanagan seemed to have particular amenity. He was very angry with Ms. Parker and Mr. Ward. Alison made racist comments, he wrote on Twitter just after the shooting, in apparent reference to Ms. Parker. 2 minutes later, apparently referring to Mr. Ward, he wrote, "Adam went to human resources on me after working with me one time." Court filings in a civil lawsuit brought against the station documented his mini confrontation. In May 31st, 2012 memo, a WDBJ executive wrote that Mr. Flanagan had on 3 occasions behaved in a manner that resulted in one or more of your co-workers feeling threatened or uncomfortable. In another memo 2 months later, Mr. Dennison ordered Mr. Flanagan to seek help through the company's employee assistance program and stated that he engaged in behaviors that constitute creation of a hostile work environment. In a 2000 lawsuit, Mr. Flanagan also claimed to have been subject to racial slurs at another station in Tallahassee, Florida, WTWC, where he was also let go. And the court found the station cited, among other reasons, misbehavior with regards to co-workers, and the case was settled on undisclosed terms. So it's easy for these places, when somebody files a lawsuit, a lot of companies would just settle it, just to get rid of the person instead of going all the way through the court case. Even if it's right or wrong, people just settle lawsuits. That doesn't necessarily mean the person who filed the lawsuit was right. And in this case, this man had some issues. He was a good on-air performer, pretty good reporter, and then things started getting a little strange with him. Don Schaefer, who worked with Mr. Flanagan at WTWC in Tallahassee, said in a broadcast on the station now he works in San Diego. He said that Mr. Flanagan's contract had been terminated in part because of his bizarre behavior and threats to other employees. He turned around and sued us. He wanted to sue us for something else. He ended up suing us for racial discrimination. Adam Henning, the news director at WAFF, a television station in Huntsville, Alabama, said Mr. Flanagan sought a job there in 2011 but was rejected. After Mr. Henning contacted a half-dozen residents, they told him Mr. Flanagan was exceedingly difficult to work with. He said he had once got into a physical altercation at a company Christmas party. After the shootings on Wednesday, Mr. Flanagan left the scene in a rented car. He was chased down, he shot, and he killed himself. He committed suicide after killing 2 people. All right, guys. I'm black. I'm gay. I know a lot of people like Mr. Flanagan. I got a ton of friends who walk around with this huge chip on their shoulder, thinking that everybody is out to get them because they're black and gay, particularly at their jobs. Oh, my bosses are coming after me because I'm gay. They don't like me because I'm gay. I'm like, I've even had jobs where I work with people like this. And I say, people, nobody gives a fuck about you being gay, but this is a form of mental illness. We have to understand a lot of black guys, a lot of black gay men carry some extra weight on them. And they walk around thinking that everybody is out to get them. They live in fear. And they create these hostile environments. I have a buddy just lost his job right here in Atlanta because of the same bullshit. He felt they were out to get him at his job because he was gay. Because somebody had saw him at a gay party, in a gay function, one of his coworkers, and went back to work and said, oh, I saw him at a function. Just because you were at this function doesn't necessarily mean he was gay. But this triggered a whole bunch of mess at that job. And he's no longer there because he was gay. And he didn't want to deal with the consequences of his sexuality. Because he felt he was living in fear. And he was creating a very, very, very hostile environment. And they had to get rid of him. Because he was walking around with all this mess. Because he was black and gay and living in fear and just paranoia, just all kinds of stuff. Just like this guy. And I know a lot of black gay guys who live like this. I know a lot of black gays who walk through life who have these issues like this shooter did. That man did not deserve, those two people didn't deserve to die because of this man's ignorance, because of this man's fears. I think this is sad. Then you have people who are commenting and saying that these shooters were justified because this man was a paranoid psychomaniac. God, I'm telling y'all, I know a lot of black gay guys like this. I've met plenty. They think they're being discriminated against because they're black. They think people are out to get them because they're gay. When you add these two together, it is like a bomb that's going to explode at any given minute. And it's so sad that this man never went and got help. All these people were against him. All these people were out to get him because he was black and gay. I don't think so. This man was suffering from some very serious mental issues. And he never sought help, never went and got treatment, never sought professional. I'm sure this is why he picked up this gun and shot and killed those two people. Because he thought that was the best solution to the problem. The problem was him, not them. Sometimes African Americans be extremely sensitive to certain issues. Certain humor offends them very easily. I've seen this, particularly with black gay guys. They get very offended about certain things, certain comments, I've seen this with my own two eyeballs. I remember going into restaurants with friends of mine, and they would we go in, sit down, and they'd be looking around like, people are looking at us. Nobody's looking at us. Nobody's paying us any attention. Nobody's thinking about us. Nobody cares about what we're doing. No one's interested in any of the stuff that's going on. That's that paranoia that's setting in. You're paranoid because you're black and you're gay. And you got this chip on your shoulder. You walk around angry and mad and fearful about everything. And nobody's done nothing to you. This man clearly had issues. There's no justification in what he did to those two innocent people. There was no need for him to shoot and kill them after he was fired from the station. People are saying, well, he was blackballed from the industry. He was blackballed from the industry because of his own issues. This man created problems. He was fighting with somebody, got into a fight with somebody at a Christmas party. Really? There's some issues here that this man was suffering with. Some serious issues, mental issues that he was dealing with. We ignore mental issues in the black community so often that it is a damn shame. We think it's weak to go get help, to go talk to somebody, to see a psychiatrist, to see a therapist, to go sit down and get mental health treatment. We black Americans look at it very negatively, and we need to change this. There is no justification. This man was a crazy man. And that's what crazy people do. This man was mentally ill. There was no reason for him to pick up that gun, go buy a gun, and plot and plan this out. He's just another mass murderer who's suffering from mental illness. So he's just a black and gay one. You got black and gay ones, you got white ones, they come in all shapes and forms. But the bottom line, these people are mentally ill and suffering from some serious mental problems. And they need help to fix this. If you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. I do these videos as an educational course to educate people about what's going on in our world. And in this instance, it was a black gay guy who was suffering from some very serious problems, who took things too personal, who had a chip on his shoulder. He was living in fear. He was overly sensitive. He ruined his life because of this. And now he's killed 2 people and shot and killed himself. This is a sad situation. I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about this mess. But I think it's sad. Very sad. No justification for what he did. None. Anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your Thursday.